help us expose those, we think, and looking forward to getting started.
Is this the biggest test of your tenure so far?
Oh, look, to be honest, I think the first window equally was a big test because we were trying to stay in the league. I had, 3 weeks in the country, playing 2 top teams. So that was a big test in a different situation. But for this calendar year, it's the biggest test so far.
Speak about Belgium's weaknesses and trying to capitalise upon them. I think one of the biggest strengths is up front. And Tessa, how do you stop her?
Yeah, we'll stop the service to her, number one. So we've worked a lot on that, how we can deny her the ball and also make her run as well, so that she's not so impactful when she does get it. Because there will be times when she does get it and test us, but we think we've done the work to nullify those moments as often as possible.
Wish you really well tonight, Mel.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Elizabeth, what sort of test are you expecting tonight against Scotland?
Yeah, a very tough game, obviously. I think Scotland has a really interesting team that has been doing well and has a clear structure in what they want to do. So we know that we're playing a really difficult team to play at home, and we are prepared also for that.
I think within Scotland there's very much the belief that Belgium is the toughest game in this campaign. Is that the way that you guys see it?
Yeah, definitely. I think sitting in the room when you got the draw, then I think both teams thought now, maybe not this one, but now we're here and it's a good game to play. So it's more fun to play games like this.
If anyone isn't familiar with the Red Flames, where are your biggest strengths? What are your biggest strengths? What do you want to do here today against Scotland?
I mean, we came straight from A to B. We want to go back up as fast as possible. So coming here tonight, obviously 3 points is the only thing that we are setting our aim for, and we're prepared well for that.
In Scotland, we all look at Caroline Weir. In Belgium, everyone looks at Tessa. I think, what sort of threat will she provide tonight in particular?
I mean, Tessa is an amazing forward who scores often and doesn't only score. She creates goals for teammates as well, both with club and national team. So, yeah, of course, obviously an important player for us, but we have a really good team behind her as well.
We wish you really well tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, Easter Road preparing for this World Cup qualifier between Scotland and Belgium. We think we're going to try and... There she is, Mel Andreatta. We were trying to find her and she went missing, but there she is again, just preparing her team for this World Cup qualifier. She didn't give too much away about formation, did she, Julie? But we would suspect that she'll go with the back three again, do you think, even though she's making 3 changes in personnel?
Yeah, I think it's on that starting 11, it gives you real balance across that back line. You've got Nicola Docherty, who we think will play left centre back, so she's got that strong left foot and she'll be looking to get the ball out to the left hand side, and equally got that balance on the right. So for me, yes, I think it would be silly now to change it. But yeah, I think she'll stick with that.
And I guess stopping Tessa Williard, who scored 101 goals in 154 appearances. She's a Belgian Julie Fleeting, isn't she, Elia?
She's not that good.
Stopping her is going to be key, though, isn't it? How does Scotland go about doing that?
Of course it is. Well, look, Mel alluded to that, how they've worked on that this week, looking to try and stop the service and getting the ball to her, because at times when you come up against these top players, it's actually really difficult to stop them individually. So your game plan around that to nullify that threat, I would assume defending crosses in the wide area, getting pressure in the wide area, stopping the balls, and the ability for Belgium to link centrally through the middle of the pitch and allow her to become that focal point. So look, the Scotland backline will have a lot to do tonight. The midfielders will have a big job in terms of their screening ability and helping the backline. In possession, you would like to think Scotland would be a little bit more attacking with the ball, with the security of the back three, and out of possession it will become a back five without a doubt. Against top sides like Belgium, we've seen that over the last number of years. So I think you can respect the opponent, respect those individuals, but as I mentioned at the top, Scotland have got real quality within the group as well. So it's having that defensive structure, giving yourself that foundation, and then looking to try and build on that and ensuring that you carry an attacking threat yourself.
Yeah, we are looking forward to this one, Scotland against Belgium in a World Cup qualifier. 2 wins from 2 for Scotland so far. We are hoping they can make it a hat-trick of World Cup qualifying wins. The teams are just about to come out. There are the officials, and here come the teams for this game at Easter Road. So we can hand over to our commentary team just ahead of the national anthems. We can say good evening to former Scotland goalkeeper Gemma Fay and our commentator this evening, Andrew Petrie.
Good evening and welcome to Drizzly Easter Road for the 3rd of Scotland's World Cup qualifiers and the first in a double header against Belgium. As Melissa Andreatta alluded to, this is due to be the toughest test of the World Cup qualifiers. But let's look at this positively. A decent result tonight puts Scotland in a superb position to reach the playoffs for Brazil. Andreatta has now been in charge for a year, but this is just her 9th match in the hot seat. So far, so good. There's been a very creditable draw with the Netherlands, a thrilling friendly against Switzerland, and a couple of comfortable scorelines against Luxembourg. What can they do against Belgium? Now it's time for the national anthems. Barbasson there, Belgian national anthem. Now Flower of Scotland. Easter Road singing loudly as the players now shake hands. Like I say, a tough test on the way for Scotland. Let's see who the key players will be. Well, a couple of changes from the side that beat Luxembourg so comfortably at Hampden. Two of them come at wing back. Freya Gregory and Emma Lawton back in, replacing Charlotte Newsham and Kirsty Hansen. Kirsty McLean also makes a welcome return in midfield just a few days after her 21st birthday. As for Belgium, they had a double-header against Israel. They won both games 3-0 and 5-0 respectively. Nikki Evraj is back in goals with them, with former West Ham defender Amber Tisjakin at the back. Amy mentioned it in her interview. The Belgian head coach Tessa Woolert leads the line, the captain who recently scored her 100th goal in international football. Only 18 players have done that, one of them Julie Fleeting. Scotland getting their photo taken before this. Caroline Weir, of course, leading them. Real Madrid, playmaker, linked with a move away to Lyon in the summer. Remains to be seen where her future ends up, but hopefully part of it will be in Brazil with Scotland. The referee there, Lotta Vurio from Finland, doing the toss. A big game coming up for Scotland tonight. I'm delighted to be joined by Gemma Fay. Gemma, what do you think Scotland's chances are tonight?
Evening, I think they're good. I've been a big fan of what I've seen from Mel Andreatta coming in. I've said it before in terms of that Scotland DNA, starting to see it a little bit more than we have in previous years, previous seasons. That passion, that grit and determination, that hard work that gives us the platform to allow our stars to shine. So I come into this match with anticipation. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how we fare up against Belgium. It was a nice start against Luxembourg. Yes, difficult games to play in, but good opportunity to get some confidence, some goals in the team. But this is the test. This is the big test that would have been earmarked in everybody's diaries as soon as that draw was made. And then it'll follow up for part 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, Belgium were at the Euros last summer, didn't make it out of the group stage, but ranked 18th in the world. Certainly not a bad side at all. They've appeared in the last 3 European Championships, but it's only been quite recently that they've enjoyed that rise up the world rankings and they've started dining at the top table of European football. Well, it is Scotland who will kick us off. It looks like a pretty attacking kick-off from the outset. Belgium might be the Red Flames. They're lining up in yellow this evening, as Scotland do. Quite an attacking start. Caroline Weir with the ball to the back post. They keep her out quickly, but a sign of intent that from Scotland, maybe?
I like that set play. A bit of creativity, a bit of invention. Put Belgium under some pressure early doors.
The ball comes through to Gregory. Back in the side tonight, still looking to win over the Scotland faithful. She's clearly got the trust of Melissa Andriata. Started quite a few so far in her reign. But there's a feeling that Scotland yet to see the best of her.
Yeah, I think that from what I hear in terms of what they see in training, there's pace, there's trickery. I'm not sure that we've fully seen that yet in a Scotland shirt. But absolutely, she's got the backing of Mel Andriata and some opportunities here.
Opportunity for Caroline Weir into the box. She squares it and it's put just behind. Well, Scotland have flown out of the traps here at Easter Road. That's another decent opportunity. Caroline Weir trying to squeeze the ball across, and she wins the corner in the end.
Yeah, good determination there. Quick thinking from the throw. Belgium do well to react and recover. But watching Belgium against Israel, I managed to see one of the games. Corners weren't great from them. So an opportunity here early on for Scotland to really test the Belgian backline.
Weir with the ball in. Keeper with the punch. It's not the best though. Might come out to Scotland. Kirsty McLean couldn't get her foot to it. And now Belgium try and break away. Rachel McLaughlin coming all the way across, but Nicola Doherty's picked up a sore one, and play might just stop as she takes her time getting back to her feet. But not the best punch by Nikki Evrage, the Belgian goalkeeper.
No, and she wasn't under any sort of particular pressure. So all that tells me is next time we're going to pack the box, put bodies around her, and really try and create some chaos in that box. It's just unfortunate it didn't really drop there for Jenna Clark. She's on 2 goals already from the last game. But good early signs in this opening kind of 5 minutes from Scotland.
And it certainly at the moment looks like Erin Cuthbert and Caroline Weir are just playing off Kathleen McGovern. Looks like a front 3 at the minute.
Yeah, well, if you remember that Mel Andriata said at the beginning of the game, she was asked, how do you deal with Tessa Wheeler? And one of the things she says is, we'll stop the service to her. So you stop the service to her by putting pressure on that ball out. The next thing is make her move. So from what I've seen of Belgium, where they really get joy is in the wings with Erling and Turling. I'm going to remember that one tonight. And they find her quite easily slipping that ball in, or sometimes she interchanges with them. So I would expect to see Scotland really clamping down in those wide areas and forcing Belgium to either try and play through them where they can then go in and press, or if you think that you can do that long ball, fine, but we're going to drop in time.
Belgium playing their way out of the press at the moment. That was a nice touch, and Nicola Doherty almost forced into that foul.
Yeah, I like the intensity though. Right on their toes.
Belgium keen to keep the fast start, the fast tempo up here as Mertens plays it. Emma Lawton this time with the foul on Erlings.
Yeah, just got her body position a little bit wrong there. Too open, too square. Made it easy for Erlings just to, I think, meg her there.
So Willert and Erling stand over it. That's the Belgian offensive set piece like. Plenty of players working around at the back post as Willert plays it in. Not a bad ball, headed away. Erin Cuthbert rising to try and meet it, and then Kirsty McLean. Well, there's no foul there, it was just a trip, and McLean picks up Cuthbert ahead of her. Just taking her time, and I think that's sensible for McLean. There wasn't a lot of options.
No. The temptation there is to try and create a break, but she assessed the situation well.
Once again, it's Belgium on the ball. Just looking quite a fluid formation for Belgium in attack, and that's a nice layoff. Erling's on the ball again. What can she do against Lawton this time? Goes on the outside, gets the cross in low. Jenna Clark, important foot in, and then Mary Taylor clears away.
So that situation is the one I think Scotland is trying to avoid. Lawton stepped in a little bit too early. She kind of got caught ball watching, which allowed Erlings to go wide. You could see Wooler in the middle there. Rachel McLaughlin trying to come across and double team there to prevent that cross coming in. Neither of them did, which created a little bit of space. Luckily, Jenna Clark managed to get out and pick that up. But those are the situations I think this formation is trying to prevent. It's trying to stop Belgium getting into those wide areas, because we know how deadly Tessa Wooler is in around that penalty box.
Yeah, the top scorer in Serie A over in Italy for Inter Milan this season. 33 years old now, but showing no sign of slowing up.
She's just a young pup.
So Scotland with their foot on the ball. Clark out to Caroline Weir, who is trying to pick up that kind of right hand side, that channel there. We've seen that quite a lot so far. And Sandy McKeever just plays it out to Clark, who chips it forward. Scotland patient on the ball in the early stages. Right now they're going backwards, but Cuthbert able to pick up. Can Scotland play between the lines? Yes, they can. Caroline Weir gets it forward, trying to find McGovern. It was just a little bit too far in front of the Hibs striker. But she puts on a bit of decent pressure to the keeper, and Scotland win the throw.
Yeah. She just wasn't going to win that foot race, but you can see what Mel Andreatta likes about her, and the fact the work rate is that she goes and she presses the goalkeeper, forces her wide, which means that she makes a mistake with that pass, which gives Scotland an opportunity to win the ball back. So that's that bit, that DNA about Scotland, that we might be disappointed, but hey, we're still going to work hard.
There was a half chance there for Erin Cuthbert to try and slip the ball through to either McGovern or Weir. Both had made the run. I don't think it was on, and now Gregory has a little run at the fullback and wins the corner.
Yeah, good positive play going at the fullback. Part of me thinks she could have maybe just chipped inside, because the fullback did commit herself early to the ground there, but hey, corner, another opportunity from the other side to put some pressure on this Belgian defence.
Whenever it comes to Scotland corners, I'm looking for number 4, Jenna Clark. You mentioned it, Gemma, she scored 2 against Luxembourg at Hampden.
She's getting a hug at the moment.
It's whipped to the front post, flicked on, still bouncing around. There's a free kick though somewhere there.
Right, let's have a look here.
It's Nikki Evrage who went down.
I mean, it's a foul. No, I'm joking. I don't actually think it is a foul. I think it's more the Evrage is pulling a little bit on Lawton and feels it, and it's just a bit of a mess in there. And that's definitely an opportunity, absolute opportunity for Scotland.
Well, that's 2 messy corners so far.
Not convincing, are they? They're not convincing defensively from what we've seen in these opening moments when it comes to those set plays.
Lovely footwork from Caroline Weir. Just sprays it over to the left-hand side for Nicola Docherty. Clark did well there to find McLaughlin, who chips forward to Weir. The Belgian press working this time.
You can see the Belgian press slightly different, ever so slightly different from Scotland in the fact that they're slightly narrower. They do not want them to play through the middle. They recognise that's where the threat is from the likes of Cuthbert, Caroline Weir, Kirsty McLean.
Scotland give the ball away this time. Here come Belgium. Woolert trying a low ball in. Good goalkeeping from Sandy McKeever.
Yeah, just a little bit of poor play there, giving that ball away. You can see Woolert going out there. This is where she can be the supplier. Good ball into an area, but there's no Belgian presence there. And this has got things that a couple of times now Scotland have given the ball away slackly when we don't need to. We don't necessarily need to make that sort of pass. And giving Belgium some opportunities, letting them sniff out a couple of opportunities. We need to be careful with that.
McLaughlin trying the ball forward now. Wins Scotland a throw. One player we've not seen too much of in the opening 10 minutes, Kirsty McLean. Back in this Scotland setup. She missed the last camp through injury, but such a vital player and capable of dictating the tempo in international games, which is a pretty rare quality to find.
Especially in a just turned 21-year-old as well. And I think that if you watch Belgium when they're defending, you will see how you see Woolert just going across there, just screening off. Clever defensive movement. They're very, very conscious of the quality that she has and the ability to link that play to the other players. So from Belgium, in terms of their defensive movement here, you can see Woolert coming across, forcing them out wide, forcing them to play a pass, understanding where the threat is, and then looking to pounce going forward. And Scotland needs to be really careful of that.
Ball with Keyman. Lovely diagonal. McLaughlin able to clear away. Erlings was lurking behind her. Weir running up a cul-de-sac, then goes down. And it is a foul. Just as well for Scotland. That would have been an awkward position to give the ball away.
Yeah, but I'm not sure she had many options support-wise. As soon as she picks the ball up here, it's a free kick. It's not meant. There's no intention, I don't think, there. But as you say, lucky that we got that. Otherwise, Belgium were on a break there.
It's been quite even in the opening 11 minutes. Certainly that Belgium formation does look like a back three or a back five when they're defending as well. So plenty of respect being paid to Scotland. There's Jenna Clark. Launches it long, looking for McGovern. Almost got the break of the ball.
You can see Scotland struggling a little bit in these opening couple of minutes because Belgium are doing such a good job of screening off their playmakers. So we've seen Jenna Clark a couple of times resort to that long ball to McGovern. You're putting it about a couple of feet above her and she's got nobody around supporting her. So they're going to have to figure this one out pretty quickly around about how they get their playmakers on the ball, to get the ball to their wide players, to their forward players, to try and cause some damage.
Certainly a bit of problem solving for Melissa Andriata and her side in the opening stages. Again, McLaughlin has to go back, but Scotland do well that time. McLean shifting it out to Docherty, who now finds Cuthbert. But again, it's patient, I think is one word for it, from Scotland. That front three of Belgium really narrow.
Yeah, really narrow, but cutting off 1, 2, 3, forcing the ball to go wide, 5. It's really effective what they're doing.
I think you'd have to say this is a bit of a chess match so far. As Keeman looks up the line for Erlings. Just can't keep that one in play.
You can see Mel Andriata down there speaking with Captain Caroline Weir, having a conversation about how they get this attack going.
Yeah, we have seen Melissa Andriata get the tactics board out a couple of times. She might have to do the same again to try and work out this Belgian side. Here's Erlings. Closed down by Lawton. It will be a corner for all. Belgium have defended really well so far, still not to see a lot of them in attack yet.
No, but we've seen glimpses of what they want to do, where their strengths lie. They do have some big bodies in there.
Amber Tisiak up from the back, looking around the penalty circle. There's about 4 of them in a little train there. They split now as the ball comes into the front post. It's bouncing around and it's in. The ball's squirming past Sandy McKeever in the Scotland goal. And after an opening 14 minutes or so, which was pretty even, Belgium have pretty much scored with their first attack.
Yeah, we had talked about how it looked a bit messy in the Belgian box from set pieces. Was not convincing by Scotland by any means there. You can see it here, ball to the front area. We get out-muscled at the front. We don't react to the second ball. And it's just too easy. It's absolutely too easy. Nobody's tracking that run. As you say, that train caused a little bit of confusion in the Scotland area. But we're just not robust enough in that defensive area. And it cannot be that she gets that time and space to react to that. Scotland will be very disappointed in the way in which they've conceded that goal.
It's Sari Kays who scored it, and again from Scotland, unfortunately they're kicking off for the second time already tonight, but we saw just the attacking intent. Erin Cuthbert driving straight into that Belgian midfield and winning the free kick. So a chance for Scotland to try and hit straight back after that disappointing goal.
Yeah, angles is quite central. Hard to get a little bit of an angle on this. Maybe a reverse ball out to Cuthbert here to put it in, but
Weir just chips it in, looking for the back post run of Taylor. It was just a little bit too far ahead of her.
yeah, you would have thought that maybe Jenna Clark would go on the outside there, or somebody who's quite dominant in the air. It's going to be really, really difficult to get that ball and get round the defender to get a ball back across the box.
Scotland haven't played Belgium all that much, but they did play them in 2023 in the Nations League, both at Hampden and in Belgium. And both games finished 1-1. So Scotland certainly know that they can get a positive result here.
Yeah, I think if memory serves me correctly, I think Erin Cuthbert scored an absolute belter into the top corner.
Another one like that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, anytime.
Plenty to ponder for Melissa Andriatta from the opening stages. And that ball goes out on the far side. How can Scotland respond to what is certainly a pretty early setback?
Yeah, I think Belgium are doing a good job of stifling Scotland. You'll see it when maybe Kirsty McLean does get an opportunity on the ball, or Caroline Weir picks up that ball. A lot of Belgian bodies in and around them, forcing them back. They've got a good chain reaction in defence there, and Scotland are just not moving the ball quickly enough. She's one touch there, having to wait, then we're playing. McGovern does well there to put pressure on.
It almost resulted in a Scotland corner, but Belgium have mopped that up really nicely. McGovern could put pressure on again here, but instead the ball comes out to Nikki Evrage.
You're loving that you've got that pronunciation down, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Ball at the back with Tisiak. You can see the Belgian backs have pushed really high up the pitch here at Easter Road as Tolaba tries the ball through. McKeever out quickly. And we were talking, Gemma, before the game about the battle for the gloves in this current Scotland squad. 3 really good options. Lee Gibson, Eartha Cummings on the bench, but Sandy McKeever being trusted by Melissa Andriatta at the moment. I think that might come down to the kind of distribution, the way that Andriatta wants to play.
Yeah, potentially. Look, as you say, it's not a luxury Scotland often has, where we've, especially, they don't have it in the men's team at the moment,
where we've got three really outstanding goalkeepers, and each of them excel in different areas more than the others, but they're all at a really high standard. And I think probably Sandy McKeever, in terms of her distribution, probably just gets the nod ahead of the other two. But absolutely, as it is in the goalkeepers union, as soon as that selection is done, you're there, you're supporting whoever's starting. But if there was anything to happen, like has happened before, unfortunately, to Sandy McKeever, she got injured. The likes of Lee Gibson, Arthur are there to step in if needed.
Yeah, it was on Scotland duty back in 2024. Sandy McKeever had that bad knee injury against Serbia. Has come back and is now the starting goalkeeper for Washington Spirit, who finished as the runners-up over in America last season. She was the number 2 last year, but she started the season really strongly, and that's good news for Scotland. She's on the ball again and just rolls it out to Jenna Clark. Again, Scotland's pace just a little slow as they build up from the back. I'm assuming it is deliberate as Lawton makes the run on the right-hand side, but Clark just plays it to McLaughlin. Weir looking for options. McGovern comes short and then lays it off to Cuthbert. This is better from Scotland. Gregory, the chance to run at the fullback. And she goes on the outside. Big touch, can she keep it in? No, she can't.
Yeah, disappointing outcome there, but you were talking about the pace of Scotland. It was the first time we saw some movement that was joined up, that was synchronised, that allowed McGovern to take that space, open it up to Cuthbert, and the ball out to Gregory. And she, in my opinion, she has to do better in that situation. She's got a 1v1. There's lots that she can do with it, just not that.
Emma Lawton so close to an interception there, but she wins the throw anyway off Urlings, who gets back and then intercepts it herself. Weir blocks, it might spin to Scotland, but again Belgium mop up, and it seems like the Red Flames are first to every second ball at the moment. Scotland have won it back. Gregory just knocks it back to Docherty. Scotland just needing an injection of impetus from somewhere.
You can see it's just a little bit too static. Becomes too easy, too many bodies facing the ball, not enough side on.
Again, Clark has to resort to the diagonal, which is easily dealt with by Belgium.
I don't think she does, though. I don't think she has to resort to that diagonal. I think there's opportunities just to play, get Belgium moving. It's those types of balls which are played with frustration.
Lovely control from Cuthbert to McLaughlin. And just turns back on the ball. Cuthbert. Plays it out to Lawton, that's a better ball. Tries the 1-2 with Weir, it works nicely. Can she pick out a body in the middle? It comes all the way through to Cuthbert, but she fluffs her lines.
Yeah, but really positive play, yeah? I talked earlier a little bit about there being static movement, but we managed to get the ball out. Lovely 1-2 there by Caroline Weir. Fantastic ball in there by Lawton. It's just, I think it's just bounced before she's gone to hit it. Yeah, just bounced, and she's got her feet mixed up a little bit there. But more positive play from Scotland there. Much, much better.
That was easily the best chance of the match for Scotland. Looking for a way back into it. After that early Belgian goal, Erin Cuthbert, if you could have picked anyone in the squad really, should have been one of the top contenders to have a go at that. Still racing Caroline Weir, the first to 25 goals, both stuck on 24 at the moment. Clark thinks better of the long ball this time.
I think it was on though. I think that McGovern had done a really good job of isolating that centre half, like she's done right now again.
You can see she's playing on the shoulder. She wanted that ball over the top again. Instead, Caroline Weir sprays it out to Taylor, who holds off the challenge and maybe added a little extra. The referee was right on top of it, but either way, Scotland coming forward. Cuthbert tries the ball in. There's Caroline Weir with the touch. It takes her away from goal. She tries to bring it back in. It's blocked, and then Erin Cuthbert closing it down. That goes down as a chance, I think, for Scotland.
Definitely a chance. You see Erin collecting the ball, driving at the defence, causing confusion. Good first touch there by Caroline. As you see, there are 3 or 4 around about Caroline Weir when she gets that ball. Slips it in there. Good touch, takes away that defender. Erin follows up here. But once again, some good positive play, just probing at that Belgian defence.
What Scotland have done in the last few minutes is prove there are frailties there. That will give them confidence. But that will give Belgium confidence. Lovely play, and Wooler gets the ball in. McLaughlin slices the clearance, but it does enough. It goes behind for a corner, but Scotland on the back foot there.
And that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference when you play top quality opposition. There's Wooler out, becoming provider there. Top blow in the middle there, but in the end, a really effective clearance there by Rachel McLaughlin.
And it's Wooler who is coming across to take it. Well, Belgium scored from the last corner. What will they do from this one?
Whatever it is, Scotland need to be strong, physically strong in that box. Don't let Belgium use their bodies to turn you.
Strong header. It might have been Mary Taylor in there. And it's Freya Gregory. Clears it away, and the goalkeeper hesitated. And Mjøl Janssens has had to come back, and well, Belgium still have the ball. Freya Gregory might have got a little lucky that wasn't given as a free kick.
I think she was practicing for the game on Saturday, not the football one. It was a rugby tackle.
And Gregory lining up on the right currently. As Levi gets it up, and Belgium get their wires crossed there. McGovern trying to find Weir, plays the 1-2. She tries to square it, but it's blocked. You can see that intricate link-up play that Caroline Weir and Erin Cuthbert provide. That is what's working for Scotland at the moment, as McGovern goes down and wins the free kick as well.
Yeah, she's done really, really well there. She's just sold the defender. She's bought herself a free kick there. Creates an opportunity, but it all starts with that, as you say, that 1-2 play. Cuthbert, Weir, they just provide that opportunity, don't they?
It's easy to forget, this is only Kathleen McGovern's 7th cap. She has taken to international football so quickly.
It's amazing what happens when you're given confidence by a coach and an opportunity to shine. That being said, she has worked so hard to get herself physically in a condition where she can compete at international football. She isn't the quickest striker that you've seen, but she has got an instinct, and the fact that she's got herself fit allows her to play on that.
We're with the ball in. The goalkeeper not the most convincing again there, but Belgium get it away. And it's just played back to McKeever.
Once again, from Scotland's perspective, it just tells you in terms of creating confusion in that box, create a little bit of chaos, because something will drop. I'm adamant of it, something will drop. She doesn't look comfortable.
Lawton looking for Caroline Weir. That's where the ball goes. Weir under real pressure, does well to get it back to McLaughlin, who is also under pressure from Toliban, turns away and wins the free kick. Well, there's more live football coming your way this weekend. The Scottish Cup semi-finals, the first of them, Dunfermline against Falkirk. That's sure to be a tasty one at Hampden Park. Saturday, 12 o'clock on BBC One. Not the only game, of course. The second of this double-header, Belgium against Scotland on Saturday night, so you can watch both. That's at 7:20 on BBC Alapa. radio coverage of that as well. Scotland have enjoyed the last few minutes. They've had the better of it. Can they keep up that pressure and turn it into a goal? Brilliant ball forward to try and find Lawton. Evra's for clearance, not the best, and Scotland high up the pitch now.
Yeah, they've just found a bit of another gear, haven't they? They've started just to disrupt Belgium a little bit, ask a few questions which Belgium are not sure of the answer. Slowly getting a foothold back in this game after losing a goal early on.
McGovern, lovely control, plays it back to McLean, who wins a corner. Well, there was no one in the box, so I think that's probably the best outcome for Scotland.
Knowing Kirsten McLean, she was probably playing it for it. She probably saw there was no one, says, I'll hit it off you, we'll take a corner.
So another chance for Scotland to put Nikki Evrage under some pressure.
I'll just put this right on top of her. Or straight in the goal. You choose, Caroline.
Well, Jenna Clark is certainly nice and close to the goalkeeper. That's where it'll go. It's to the front post this time, headed away. Lawton up for it, the header goes just wide, and I think that's a goal kick, yep. Scotland need to try and turn one of these set pieces into a goal.
Yeah, they're creating opportunities. Not sure that was the right choice to go front post there, especially after how uncomfortable the goalkeeper looks under those high balls.
Belgium flick it on. Freya Gregory chasing that one. Will be a Scotland ball on the far side. So half an hour gone, Scotland find themselves behind here at Easter Road against Belgium in this Women's World Cup qualifier. And really, this is the two best teams in the group meeting. Both sides on 6 points after 2 games. As Clark plays it to McLaughlin, to Weir, to Lawton. This is better. McGovern has made the run. Tisiak does really well to just let that ball go back to her goalkeeper.
That's just a little bit too hard for McGovern for that. Like, she's making that run, which means she's creating some space in behind her. So you just want somebody to occupy that space. She's taking the players away. We know we've got quality that can sit in behind her. That kind of movement you want to see a little bit from Scotland.
Ball comes back to the goalkeeper, who clears away. Gregory with the header. Trying to get it back into Cuthbert. The ball might drop for Caroline Weir, who finds Cuthbert. She tries to step inside and get the shot off. It hits Weir, and it's cleared behind it. Almost dropped for Kathleen McGovern. Scotland are pressing.
Yeah, they're trying to create their own luck a little bit here, aren't they? Good occupation of the field, so Caroline Weir there. Erin Cuthbert cutting inside, unleashing a shot. Caroline Weir, an unorthodox assist, almost. But once again, another set-piece opportunity for Scotland. Can they make this one count?
The ball in from Cuthbert this time. Good ball, but bounced off a Belgian defender. Weir plays it back to McLaughlin. Plenty of room for Kirsty McLean. She looks towards the back post. That's where the ball goes. Clark flicks on. McGovern might take the touch. It's up in the air. She's appealing for a handball. Nothing given as of yet. The ball back in from McLaughlin to the back post. The header from Taylor comes down. A bit of miscommunication. Danger still very much alive. Weir just plays it back out to Gregory. Gets the cross in, drills it in, it's deflected. Might sit up for McGovern. It's over the bar. Another huge chance goes begging for Scotland. And it's Kathleen McGovern from just a few yards out who nods wide.
So once again, it's a good ball in there by Gregory. Miscued clearance. And she just gets a little bit underneath it, doesn't she? Gregory taking the ball to the byline. 2 deflections off the Belgian players, and you know what? I think if she leaves that for Lawton, perhaps she's got a better opportunity of coming in there and connecting it. She's almost taken it off Lawton's head. There's so much in that last phase of play.
Huge chance for Scotland to make it 1-1. Kathleen McGovern, She has 5 goals and now 7 Scotland caps. She wasn't far away at all from getting a 6th. She's become so important in such a short space of time for Scotland, has Kathleen McGovern.
Yeah, she has indeed.
I always think it's telling to look at the body language of players throughout the game. I think regardless of the score, Kathleen McGovern almost permanently seems frustrated that she's not scored 5 or 6 a game.
And that's what you want from your strikers, for them to constantly unhappy, do you?
Well, that's a really nice touch from Freya Gregory, but she was fouled. Wins the free kick for Scotland. She's grown into the game a little more.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, she's lucky not to get a yellow card for that, I think. I think that's what the 2 hands up were. Please don't book me. Slightly reckless there, eh?
Yeah, pleading her innocence as quickly as she could. Finnish official showing leniency, but not this time. She's calling out Jenna Clark and one of the Belgian defenders. And Porthos is the Belgian player getting the talking to. Well, you can see Scotland's intent from this free kick. It's just a few yards over the halfway line, and they've put plenty of bodies forward and then proved me wrong almost immediately as they've knocked it to Cuthbert. But then it goes long and headed away, comes to Caroline Weir. Good tackle that. It will just be a throw-in.
Yeah. I wasn't sure they were going to put it in from there. I thought it'd move them a bit.
Caroline Weir makes the run and gets the ball. Lovely turn. She has a bit of space as well. She picks out Cuthbert and lays off McLean. Well blocked by Belgium. Scotland really pressing in the final few minutes of this first half. Well, there's still 9 minutes to go, but
Getting a bit excited, Andrew.
But they've been pressing for the last couple of minutes anyway, certainly.
Yeah, and once again, those 2 players, Caroline Weir and then Cuthbert, just combining. And she sees that the defender just slips here, takes her opportunity. I thought she might have a shot, picks out Erin, lays it off nicely there. I just don't think it was sitting down quickly enough for Kirsty McLean. But a good block by the Belgian defence. But once again, another opportunity. And at some point, Andrew, Scotland need to take one of these opportunities. I know I'm stating the obvious, but you just feel that although Belgium haven't been in it, they still have a lot of attacking threat. And we don't want all this positivity, all this domination in terms of possession to go unrewarded.
Caroline Weir holding the ball up well there and playing it to Docherty. Weir and Cuthbert seem to be on song tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely harmony between them, isn't there?
They're just playing a little further forward, or certainly Erin Cuthbert is. And it's she who comes away with the ball now. And she finds Weir. Taylor. Caroline Weir really trying to dictate and orchestrate almost the every move of her teammates as Erin Cuthbert spins away. Lovely from her. The ball sits from McGovern and then out to Weir. She gets it back onto her stronger foot, tries to curl it and it's blocked. Mary Taylor wins it on the edge of the box, tries the shot, it loops up. Brilliant save by Nikki Evrage. That looked for all the world like it was about to loop over the Belgian goalkeeper and end up in the back of the net. But somehow she's clawed it over the bar.
Taylor does everything right, does well not to foul there, takes that shot, it takes a deflection, and for all the world you think Nikki Evrage is not getting there. But all credit to her. All credit to her that she's managed to get that spring and touch that over the bar. That is a world-class save.
Another corner now for Scotland. Headed away again, but not clearly. McLean, though, with the mistake, in Belgium keen to counter. Toliba maybe just going the wrong way from her teammates, who have made a couple of runs. But now Jenna Clark, lovely touch, and she's looked really composed at the back tonight.
Yeah, do you know what? We were lucky Toliba didn't look up there, because there was 2 Belgian players completely free in the middle of the park there. We slightly got away with one in there.
We've actually got the Belgian analysts just in front of us here, Gemma, and I can see the frustration on one of their faces there as Toliba didn't play that pass.
I'm not sure how you can see that their faces haven't moved the entire match.
Sort of slammed the desk, to be fair. But either way, Scotland have the ball now. Jenna Clark's on it. 5 minutes to half-time. Scotland really have dominated large swathes of this first half, but they've not found that route to goal yet.
Yes, it's almost like that ruthlessness in front of goal has just eluded them today. Something that, albeit it was against Luxembourg that we saw, but it's matches like this where you must take opportunities. And I know I've said it, and it's once again stating the obvious, but against opposition like this, you are not going to get 5, 6, 7 chances to score 1 goal. We've had a couple of clear opportunities. We've had a few half chances, but realistically, we need to make this domination. We need to make this pressure count.
Well, it's Belgium who have come forward here. They might have the chance to swing the ball into the box. We've not spoken about Tessa Woolert too much. Well, flag doesn't go up there, and Janssens could clip the ball in. Doherty able to get a foot on it, and Taylor clears. And this could be a chance if Cuthbert is able to reclaim possession. Instead, Belgium battle back, and Woolert has it. She slots it through. That's a lovely ball in behind Gregory. Janssen with the touch. Gregory with the final one. It goes behind for the corner.
Yeah, that's just class, isn't it? Just the weight of that pass from Woolert. I was actually thinking she might actually have a shot there. She had nobody coming to press her, but a lovely little ball in behind there. Gregory does well to get there, prevent the cross coming in, but now 42nd minute before half time, they haven't had the ball for a period of time. They've got a corner. Full concentration required by Scotland now.
A second Belgian goal here would just be disastrous for Scotland just before half time. You really feel they've merited something from the first half. Belgium keen to take their time over this one. It will come in at the second attempt. It's a good header, but it's over the bar. A decent ball in there, and you can see Belgium have clearly been working on the training ground on their corner routines, and that one wasn't a million miles away.
No, it wasn't. Good ball in there, and if you can't get up, get your body in the way, and targeting Kirsty McLean, not the tallest player on the pitch. But once again, Scotland got to remain switched on in those defensive areas.
Gemma, you were talking about Scotland needing a goal. Mel Andriata's 8 games in charge. They've only failed to find the net once. That was in the very first game against Austria. A 1-0 loss at Hampden. Ever since, they have been on the score sheet.
Yeah, I think, according to my calculations, Andrew, 22 goals in those 8 games.
I'll trust your maths on that. Scotland back up the right end of the pitch. Gregory has to chase that one. Janssen back and just place it off Gregory to win the throw.
This is when you want to pin them in. You see Aaron Cuthbert there. Just pin them in here. Don't let them out. Don't give them an easy out. 2 minutes before half time. Make them work for it. Put them under pressure.
Scotland who win the ball back. Taylor immediately crowded out though, but then wins it back. She gets the ball back from McLaughlin, then tries a really ambitious ball out to the right hand side. It's easy enough for Belgium to cut out. McLean almost getting a foot in there, up against Mariam Toliba. Instead it's Porters who Slips it to Tisiak. And Kay is the goal scorer. And this has been easy for Belgium to work it forwards. The cross comes in now. Jenna Clark with the touch. It might drop for Tolba. She gets there first and clears it well.
She does well there because Tolba was just there. She was hunting around the edge of the box.
Well, with about 30 seconds of the first half left, it is Belgium on the ball. A loose touch from Senja Mertens. She's able to get it to Oerlings. Up against Lawton, who gets her into the box. It's brilliant from Oerlings, but the shot not the best. That was a real chance though for Belgium to really punish Scotland.
Yeah, she made Emma Lawton look a little bit ordinary there. You know, I'm a huge fan of hers. And she does everything right, the hard bit well. And just there, all she has to do is just wrap her foot around it, and she'll be disappointed in that.
Well, either way, it is Belgium who go in ahead at the break, thanks to the goal from Sari Kays. Belgium punishing Scotland from the set piece. After that, it was quite encouraging. Caroline Weir starring, as did Erin Cuthbert, creating plenty of chances, but they couldn't take them. Instead, the best really was a big deflection from a Mary Taylor shot that Nikki Evrash was able to tip over the bar. It wasn't to be, though, for the Scots, but they've got 45 minutes to try and find an equaliser and maybe something more. Half-time, though, at Easter Road. It's Scotland 0, Belgium 1.
Yeah, Scotland trailing by a goal to 0 here at half-time at Easter Road in this World Cup qualifier. But Julie Fleeting, Leanne Crichton still with us. Certainly they created chances in that first half. How do you assess it, Julie?
I definitely don't think the scorelines are a true reflection on how the game has gone. I think Scotland started the game exceptionally well. We were really going at Belgium. We were creating a few opportunities early doors as well, and certainly tried to put a stamp on the game. I think the timing of the goal was probably poor because it kind of knocked the wind out our sails, and not a great goal to lose either from a set play. But I think Scotland did come back, and they came back fighting. They were creating opportunities, and I think we're really unfortunate not to have taken any of those opportunities. Maybe that just those kind of just not being in the right place at the right time when the ball was falling in the box, because a lot of kind of ricochets, crosses coming in, and yeah, I think they can be pleased with the performance, but disappointed that we haven't managed to nick a goal.
Yeah, and there'll be an element of frustration with that as well, won't there, Leanne? Yes, we're creating chances, but nothing to show for it yet.
No, but I think it's been a really evenly matched game. I mean, we probably bigged Belgium up at the start of the show as well, and not to underplay they're a good side, but I think Scotland, if anything, have given them far too much respect tonight. I think they've
Pretty optimistic about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I think Scotland certainly created enough in that first half to be optimistic, didn't they?
I think they did, yeah, I think they did. And I think Julian Leanne's spot on. Just a little bit more aggression, a little bit more bravery, and build your luck, because I think we saw enough in that first half to know that there's weaknesses in this Belgian team, and there's definitely opportunities that are going to come Scotland's way in the second half.
Just looking at the Belgian players who are certainly taking their time to come out onto the pitch. Scotland have been out there for a good wee while, and they're still going through all their warm-ups, running around the cones.
Like they're landing a plane down there.
A bit of mind games maybe, and certainly interesting that Scotland are being made to wait.
Maybe we're just eager.
Well, Caroline Weir's certainly talking to the referee, so I don't know if it's an eagerness or maybe a bit of tardiness on the part of the Belgian side. Tessa Woolert's only just emerged onto the pitch. Caroline Weir clearly not happy. She wants to get on with things. Erin Cuthbert and Caroline Weir deep in discussion.
I mean, it's not a bad thing that you, as a captain, you've got a little bit of time with the referee just to have a little conversation, maybe point out a few things you felt in the first half that she should keep an eye on.
Well, Belgium are still without a player on the pitch, so kick-off still being held up slightly here.
Start a game with 10.
I think it's Mariam Fulaba. Not there for Belgium yet, who are about to kick off. Ah, here she comes. So eventually, we get underway in the second half.
I recall the referee started the game before I was even in my goal. Yeah, true story. Bit lenient there, I think. Maybe should have just gone.
Just a bit. Or can Scotland use that? It's just a little bit extra motivation, as they are made to wait by the Belgians. Caroline Weir just knocking it out of play. One thing is for sure, if Scotland are to get back into this game and perhaps go on to find a winner, I'd imagine Caroline Weir and Erin Cuthbert will be absolutely central. Certainly the pair of them, Scotland's deadly duo, fairly on the ball in the first half, but they just couldn't find the back of the net. It is interesting to see what Melissa Andreatta does in that midfield or slightly further forward. It was something that always slightly eluded Pedro Martinez Losa, former head coach. How was he ever able to get the best out of Caroline Weir, Erin Cuthbert, and indeed Sam Kerr, who Scotland are still missing through injury? A little back heel to Lawton, she goes down, and that is a free kick.
That might be more than just a free kick. The way that she's holding the... Yep, there we go.
A yellow card for Xenia Mertens, the first of the game, and Emma Lawton does seem to be in quite a lot of pain.
It's not a good look, that, is it? I think maybe her Achilles.
That is immediately what she's holding.
I think it's her ankle. It does not look good at all. She's still not moved.
It was an immediate signal of discomfort from Emma Lawton.
I hope for the best, but unfortunately I fear the worst. When a player doesn't move and reacts like that immediately, I think this might be her ankle.
And Nicola Docherty's down there comforting her. That's a really tough one to see. Just looking to see who's warming up for Scotland. They do have a couple of options defensively. Amy Muir there, Sophie Howard, Georgia Brown, Charlotte Newsham, maybe even Jodie McCleary.
You just see it again here. That's really high. If you look at this, you can just see it there. That's a stud right up the top of her leg.
You say as well, that's a studs up challenge as well.
Yeah, that was a dangerous one.
Maybe Xenia Mertens a little lucky to get away. A little lucky to get away with just a yellow card, perhaps.
If we had VAR available in this, I think that's one you would get sent to the screen and have another look at. Certainly slightly reckless in my opinion.
Well, thankfully, Emma Lawton able to get to her feet. It looks like she might even be able to continue. That would be huge for Scotland if it was the case, and certainly for Celtic as well in the SWPL.
Yeah, she's a key player for both, and that's really great. It's a really good sign to see her back up on her feet and moving, because that did not look good at all.
Certainly looked like a nasty one for Emma Lawton, who is being put through her paces by the physios to see if she can continue. Scotland, in the meantime, will play with 10. They have a free kick. Caroline Weir stands over it. We saw they were dangerous from set pieces throughout the first half. This is a real opportunity for Caroline Weir and Scotland. Ball to the front post. Next, the Belgium defender goes behind. Mary Taylor was diving with the header. Couldn't connect.
Yeah, I think you want her to put it in that danger area. She just whips it round. Only having one person in the ball allows that, but I'm not sure there's any way that Mary Taylor was actually going to get that on target. Two Belgian players in front of her, but another opportunity in quick succession here.
And Emma Lawton's back on the pitch as Caroline Weir swings in the latest one. There's the header from McGovern. Again, the Belgium goalkeeper flapping at that, and it was a chance for McGovern. She maybe wasn't quite expecting it to come all the way through, but there's another opportunity for Scotland and for Kathleen McGovern.
Yeah, she's nowhere near it, is the goalkeeper. Absolutely nowhere near it. In terms of judging that flight of the ball today, she's just off. And if you're going in, you've got to believe that you're going to get in contact with that.
And now Nikki Evrage is down, and seemingly a problem. And Gemma, for a goalkeeper, if you've had a couple balls come into the box and you've not dealt with them, where's her confidence and where's her head at right now?
Yeah, pretty low, which is why she's got an injury right now. She just needs some time to reset herself. There'll be absolutely nothing wrong with that foot, I don't think. But from a Scotland perspective, you have to at some point take one of these opportunities. It's so obvious where the weakness lies, and I would just almost just flood bodies in, just run into that space. You see McGovern here, we're all kind of moving away from it, but I know what we were doing here. I know we're trying to attract bodies to create space, but actually what I would do is just make it messy. Just run into that space, because something is going to happen. It's got to happen. The law of averages says it must happen, because these set pieces are as good as a shot.
So Nikki Evrage now
Has made a miraculous recovery.
Yeah, she certainly has.
I am shocked.
But as you say, Gemma, there's a clear weakness there in that Belgian rear guard at the set piece. Scotland unable to make the most of it so far, as Evrage have to float that one out, and it's picked up by Belgium. Nicola Docherty looks for a goalkeeper. McKeever, who just plays that straight out of play. It's been a stop-start beginning to the second half. But Sandy McKeever hasn't had an awful lot to do.
No, other than the opportunity in the first half where they scored the goal from the corner, and I think she took one or two crosses, one on the ground, one in the air. She really has been pretty much a spectator for Scotland.
Oh, Caroline Weir, there's one right in her midriff, but she's okay to continue.
Stomach of steel.
I'm just keeping an eye on Emma Lawton, still not moving entirely comfortably as McGovern takes the touch. She's looking a bit better now though, but Caroline Weir just couldn't stretch, and I imagine Emma Lawton would have been fine to run through on goal had the ball been coming.
Yeah, she was just a big toenail away, wasn't she?
There is going to be that sub now. Emma Lawton is coming off. Thankfully, that injury doesn't look as bad as first feared, but Scotland not taking any chances. Amy Muir is coming on. As for Belgium, it looked like they'd picked up an injury over at the side there.
Yeah, I just don't think she stopped in time.
But again, she's back to her feet. So Amy Muir on for Scotland. I'm just wondering what that will do to the Scotland formation. Looks like Amy Muir might be playing on the right of the back three.
Yeah.
Traditionally plays as a left back for Glasgow City, but
She has played right back for Scotland before. She has done this.
nothing new to Amy Muir, who has become a co-captain at Glasgow City this season with Lee Gibson, really flourishing in that leadership role as well, and has become a really consistent part of the squad under firstly Michael McArdle and then Melissa Andriata. Whilst the campaign in the Nations League last year under Michael McArdle, who was the interim head coach, wasn't always the prettiest in terms of score lines, certainly helped bring through a lot of players involved for the first time. Ailey Adams in there, and the likes of Jodie McCleary and Mia Macaulay are now coming into the squad. Certainly probably more comfortable. More young players getting their chance. Amy Muir being one of them as well. Tries the ball in behind. Breaks for Weir. So Rachel McLaughlin has moved a little further forward as well as part of that change, as McGovern gets the ball first in the box. Tisiak with the challenge. It then goes out for a Scotland throw. And again, the second half going the same way as the first at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little carbon copy, isn't it? Should be a free kick for a high foot, but anyway.
And that really might come back to bite Scotland. Tessa Woolert not penalised there. The sliding challenge from Nicola Doxley. Jenna Clark didn't seem to make a lot of it, but it did look like a high boot.
It looked like a really high boot. I would have demonstrated a bit stronger than that. Especially if it got up to her head, because she's quite tall.
Yeah, clearly the aerial threat in the Scotland team. Jenna Clark. Georgia Brown on the bench as well for Scotland if they choose to keep putting in those high balls to the box. McKeever to Amy Muir. Caroline Weir makes the run. She's onside and she makes the touch. McGovern now with the run as well. Can she get to the ball? No. Nikki Evraj out quickly.
It was a delightful touch, wasn't it? She knew exactly what she was doing before she even knew she was getting the ball. It's just a matter of inches, isn't it? That pass into McGovern, just a few inches shorter, and then there's a problem there from Belgium. But once again, just some really good play from Scotland in the build-up. Concise, considered, synchronised, working together.
That's a brilliant ball from Jenna Clark if Rachel McLaughlin can get there. Yep, she can. Caroline Weir there in support. The ball inside though to Mary Taylor. That's a good option. Weir looking for Cuthbert. It's blocked and it bounces for Belgium. Nice turn, nice layoff from Willard. Tullabat away from Clark and then slips it through the middle. Freya Gregory with a really important foot in there. Belgium threatening to cut Scotland apart on the counter-attack.
Yeah, she did it really, really well there, didn't she? Just to cover McDock inside, using her pace well, just to clean up at the back.
Freya Gregory has traditionally been just an out-and-out winger for Newcastle United. She's being asked to do a fair bit of defending. Did well there. Gemma, we spoke in the early stages of the first half about this being a bit of a chess match. Have Scotland worked Belgium out just a little?
I think we'll find out in a minute.
Caroline Weir, lovely disguised ball to Cuthbert. McLaughlin, can she get the cross in? It's whipped across. Nikki Evraj does really well that time.
Yeah, she does, because you had Caroline Weir and Kathleen McGovern just lurking in behind her. She had to come in, she had to take that cleanly. I'm going to have to try and think of some chess analogies. I haven't got very many right now, other than checkmate, which we're not there yet.
The ball forward from Taylor to Weir, it always looked offside, and the flag goes up now.
Yeah, unfortunate that.
Janssens goes back to Kays. The ball forward from Belgium. They've not had their foot on the ball all that much in this second half. We speak about cohesion for Scotland. It's not really been there for Belgium, really, almost since they scored the goal.
No, I absolutely think that we have been the more dominant team. However, what Belgium have done has been ruthless in front of goal. They've had maybe one opportunity. I think they've had one opportunity and they've scored from it. And that's the difference between the two teams right now, is we have created, I would say, numerous now opportunities or situations, and we just haven't been ruthless enough in front of goal.
Speaking of being ruthless in front of goal, it does look like there's going to be a Scotland change. Lauren Davidson getting ready to come on. She scored against Luxembourg. That only her second Scotland goal, unbelievably, really. But she is scoring bagfuls over in Norway, where her season's just started after winning the league last year. She scored 2 in the first 3 for Brann. So can she make the difference for Scotland?
She definitely brings a slightly different dynamic. That height, bit of pace in that space. So it'd be great to see how she can mix it up against this Belgian defence, cause them a few problems.
Belgium just taking their time a little bit more. Only an hour gone, but quite happy to sit on the 1-0 lead. Janssens thought about the quick throw. Scotland just waiting to make that change. Flicked on towards Tolaba. Jenna Clark does really well, wins the free kick as well. I have to say, this has probably been one of Jenna Clark's best games in a Scotland shirt.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I have sometimes been critical just about the lapses of concentration, the delaying the pass too long and putting teammates under pressure, but she's definitely stepped up tonight, and I've seen a slightly different Jenna Clark, slightly more confident Jenna Clark than I've perhaps seen previously.
She played her part in that attacking move, which comes to naught again. McGovern's ball to Weir, slightly inaccurate, and allowed Nikki Evraj to come out and claim. Vest from Belgium as they try and come up the left-hand side. A fresher swipe from Oerlings.
This is when you want Scotland to turn the screw a bit, don't you? You can see that Belgium are struggling. They're finding it hard. You see it. Who's that in the middle? Who's trying to... Oerlings, just trying to get the team going, give them a bit of energy. And if you see that as a player on the pitch in your opposition, that's when you think, right, now we need to ramp up this pressure. Let's really see if they've got any answers.
Scotland take the free kick quickly. Amy Muir to McLaughlin. I think she's enjoyed being just a little bit further forward so far, Rachel McLaughlin. Clark again with that ball over the top. I think there'll be too much on that. Indeed, it does bounce out for a goal kick, and that might give Scotland the chance to make this change. And I was quite intrigued to see who Lauren Davidson would replace. It's Kirsty McLean coming off. That's certainly got to go down as an attacking swap.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. They've been using 2 6s there. They've had Taylor and McLean in there. McLean's found it hard tonight to get involved.
primarily because Belgium have done such a good job of ensuring that she's not going to get a touch on that ball. When she does, 3 around her, so all she can do is really go backwards. So now you've got Davison, so Erin Cuthbert will drop into that midfield to support a bit more. I think Davison will go out in that far right wide area, as we see her now starting to occupy that space.
This is Belgium coming forward now. Tolliver with the layoff, the ball in behind, asking a lot of Janssens, but she does get there and hangs up a brilliant cross to the back post. Tolliver flicks it down, and Sandy McKeever read it really well.
Yeah, she did exceptionally well to get that ball in. And you're right, Sandy McKeever moves across her goal. Scotland were lucky there wasn't anybody from midfield following up there, because that was a nice little ball into that area. But once again, just a little warning sign that although Belgium have struggled in this half, they still do have quality and they can punish you.
It does look like Lauren Davidson is right up there next to Kathleen McGovern as Jenna Clark receives the ball under some pressure. Really interesting from Andriata taking Kirsty McLean off. Like you say, Gemma, we saw a few of the kind of touches that you expect to see from Kirsty McLean, where she's able to break the press and take the ball away from any defenders. But like you say, just not able to get into the match quite as much as she normally does.
No. But with those two up top now, maybe slightly more direct from Scotland. Try and link the play back to the midfield rather than trying to play maybe a little bit through the midfield that we've tried to do.
This is Tolliver, squeezes the ball through. There's a big touch from Janssens. As Gregory clears away. A little flurry this for Belgium. Tolliver running onto the ball, gets the shot off. Straight at Jenna Clark, who's passed to Gregory. Perhaps a bit unexpected. And Gregory just slashes away. Belgium preparing 2 changes. Orly Renders, Marie de Troyet coming on. De Troyet plays her football for Inter Milan. Really singled out as a key player for Belgium before the Euros, and then didn't start any of the games. I think she's still really young, only 22 years old. A real threat coming on for Belgium then. Toolings. It's back to Case, who's under pressure here. Davidson wins it, squares it from McGovern. Weir is free in the middle, but she didn't see the defender coming across her shoulder. And it's cleared by Belgium in the end. Another half chance for Scotland as Cuthbert wins the throw.
Yeah, good harrying there by Davidson. A lovely turn from McGovern, and as you said, Weir just wasn't aware for probably the first time in the night, wasn't aware where the defender was. Thought she had more time than she did.
So Mariam Tolliver and Jarna Toolings coming off. There you go, Marie de Troyet and Orly Reinders coming on. Reinders just 18 years old.
She looks like Sadie Keys. It's a good one a little bit.
Don't think there's been a real change of shape from Belgium there. And Scotland gave the ball away. Scotland with the throw on the far side. Cuthbert flicks over the top. Weir gets to it first. The ball eluding both McGovern and Davidson. The duo now playing up top for Scotland. Belgium quite happy to keep possession, get their foot on the ball. 8 or so minutes, they've had the better of it as Clark comes across to sort anything out. Janssens to take the throw. Toulins just puts it back in. So that's to Troyer. And it's going to be a Belgium corner.
Yeah, they've started to come back into it a little bit in the last 5 to 10 minutes. They've soaked up that pressure from Scotland in this first half, haven't conceded. Now trying to exert a bit with Scotland pushing for that equaliser. Space will start to appear.
It's just fallen a little flat. It's the road, 4,500 fans in here. As the corner comes in, I think that actually hit a Belgian player before it comes back in. And can Scotland break quickly? McKeever with the drop kick finds Davidson. It's worked nicely. Scotland win the throw.
You talk about distribution. She had two options. She chose that one. I thought maybe she could have gone straight through the middle. But nonetheless, it was a great early piece of distribution from the goalkeeper.
Here is Reinders, the 18-year-old. Slips it to the left and then heads for the box. Amy Muir has to defend now. And it will be a corner. A couple of Belgian fans over in the Pat Stanton stands. They're happy with what they've seen. You can just see them at the top of your screen there. And again, Belgium have those 4 players all in the penalty spot, ready to attack the waiting Scottish defence as the ball comes in. And it's headed away by McGovern. Gregory battling for it and wants it a little further away from the Scotland goal. It comes back in. Cuthbert tussling with a Belgian player in midfield and gives away the free kick.
I just don't think that's a free kick. She runs across, she's smart, she runs across Erin's path, and there's nothing Erin can do there. It's just a really poor decision by the referee there. When we see it again, you'll just see that it's just not. The ball gets played away here. Erin's chasing. She just steps across Erin's path. I'm not sure exactly what Erin's supposed to do there. Really poor decision.
Valeska and Porter there. We have a couple of Belgians who play their football for Hoffenheim over in Germany. As Belgium slip it straight through, that's far too easy, but the flag goes up. Well, Scotland get away with one big time there. That was so simple for Belgium.
Yeah, it was far too simple, far too. You can see Rachel McLaughlin's not looking at her. Freya Gregory's body position is completely wrong. She's looking outside rather than focusing inside. Lack of communication, and you're absolutely right, we got away with one there. From a Belgian perspective, they'll be so annoyed with themselves to stray offside in that position. There was no need to. Is that the turning point, Andrew? Is that the luck that we've been looking for that's just going to turn this game for Scotland? Here's hoping.
Davidson didn't have a lot of options there, but she's come away with the ball. It's nice footwork as well, and then slips it through to Cuthbert. That's brilliant from Lauren Davidson. Can Cuthbert find the pass? She goes down. The referee shakes her head. Scotland still don't come out with the ball. Belgium bringing it forward.
My initial reaction is, if you're giving the previous one as a free kick, how is that not a free kick?
Scotland not getting the break that time.
It was lovely play by Davison here on the left-hand side. Great feet, great awareness, brilliant little ball through there to Erin Cuthbert, and for all your days I think that's a free kick. She's just cut across her path.
Belgium trying to break forward down left-hand side, cut out, but the ball comes straight back. Almost flicked on by Touet. Gregory leaves it for McKeever. McGovern flicks on Davidson, it's given against Scotland. Well, Gemma, I think I know what you're going to say about that one.
Not entirely sure. I think I may have seen a slight hand, but let's have a look here. Bob. Oh, I think she trips up over her own feet.
I think that was about the loudest the crowd's been tonight. They certainly weren't happy with that decision.
I mean, it's smart play by Belgium. It's smart play to go down and make it look like you were fouled.
We get the break of the ball again. Reinders just knocks it back. The ball comes in for Belgium. Not fully dealt with. McKeever comes, it's not the strongest punch. Clark heads away, and then Gregory thumps clear. Comes back into Scotland's box. Now it's Caroline Weir who's trying to get a foot in. Scotland unable to keep hold of the ball. Belgium looking to capitalise.
Just untidy from Scotland, isn't it?
Just looks a little tired from the hosts as the cross comes in. That's a good touch at the back post. And a loose foot from Cuthbert. The shot is blocked. It might drop though for Kays, but McKeever gathers. But Erin Cuthbert is down in the middle. She's rolling about, but Scotland come forward. McGovern lays it off to Davidson. Not an awful lot of support. She could go right. She holds it up and then plays it to Caroline Weir. Gets it back. Scotland looking just a little leggy. But they've still got the ball. Weir, not the best pass, but Amy Muir able to control, and from a good counter-attacking chance, Belgium have been able to get bodies behind the ball.
Just wanted Davison to drive there, didn't you? She just took her foot off. And that's what we talked about at half-time, be a bit brave.
Got to say, I'm surprised Scotland didn't try and make a bit more of that chance. But the morale just looks a little sapped, the legs looking a little heavy. But Caroline Weir plays the 1-2. It's laid off to Caroline Weir. This is better from Scotland. It opens up for Caroline Weir, and it's just over the bar. Well, that would have gone down as one of her best, Caroline Weir.
Yeah, positive play here. Drives at the defence. I think it's the first time that we've seen anybody drive at the defence tonight. If that had been on target, that's a goal, because the Belgian goalkeeper is rooted to the spot and willing that over. It's not far away, is she? Not far away. Maybe that'll lift spirits, lift this crowd a little bit, get behind the team.
The ball forward from Belgium now. That should be easy enough to defend for Scotland. As we said in the first half, big cup game coming your way on Saturday. Dunfermline Athletic against Falkirk from 12 o'clock. And highlights of Sunday's game at 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Celtic against St Mirren, a repeat of the League Cup final. "13 minutes left of regulation time here at Easter Road, and for a very long time it looked like just a matter of time until Scotland would score. Is that hope maybe just starting to dwindle away?
No, because we've got like 13 minutes plus injury time. And dare you be so pessimistic, Andrew?
It's the Scottish way.
Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be.
Or can I change my mindset, and can Scotland change the scoreline here? Caroline Weir looking for options. Murray Taylor and Cuthbert available. She finds Cuthbert with the pass. It's a big touch though, but she keeps it in. Twisting, turning, and winning the corner.
Positive play again, once again. Cuthbert and Weir linking up, creating opportunities.
Certainly the crowd has picked up in the last minute or two. We've not had a chance from a set piece for a while. This has been Belgium's weak point. Weir puts it in, it's headed high into the sky, and it lands on the roof of the net. That will be another corner. That could have gone anywhere.
It's the pressure that we want to put them under. I reckon Caroline Weir can just score from a corner. That'd make it easier for everyone, don't you?
An Olympico
Well, we know she can do it. Do they call it an Olympical?
I think so. Comes in now, that's what Caroline Weir was trying. But the whistle goes. Not sure what it's for.
It cannot be for a foul. But it's obviously for... No, look, this is a foul on Davidson. She's pulling Davidson towards it. There's no foul there. It's a piece of nonsense.
Okay, Evraj.
I mean, she's fallen down after she's punched the ball. It's just some decisions by this referee. I'm not here to bash referees, but some of them have just been woeful.
Mary Taylor picks up. She looks like she's been a really good addition to this Scotland national side, Mary Taylor.
Yeah, and listening to the VT at half-time, you can see what you can hear what it means to her. And that's the kind of passion you want to see from your players in a national team.
Cuthbert on the turn. Brilliant ball out to Rachel McLaughlin. We'll keep that one in. Knocks it down for McGovern. Spins away, tries to get the ball in. Goes into the side netting. I thought that was a corner.
I think it was a corner as well. It spins away because it comes off the defender.
Kathleen McGovern didn't agree with the decision either.
Good work there. She turns around. It takes the most obvious touch you've ever seen. How the lineswoman cannot see that. Assistant referee, I don't even call them anymore. How can she not see that when she's looking directly down the line and the ball changes direction?
Cuthbert picks up. There's room for Caroline Weir in the middle. Belgium look pretty open here. Cuthbert eventually lays it off to McLaughlin. Chance for the shot. She completely slices it. Oh, horrible moment for Rachel McLaughlin. It looked like the chance for Scotland.
It did. Good work in the midfield there to win it back. Cuthbert tries forward, could pop it off to Weir. Chooses not to play it to McGovern, who's straight offside. She just gets it all wrong, doesn't she? McLaughlin, she gets herself in a good position. First touch takes her just a whip wide, and yeah. But once again, if we take the positives out of it, Andrew, good position, well done to win the ball back, creating opportunities. Now we just need the ruthlessness.
There was a little period there where Belgium were on top again, but Scotland swinging momentum back in their favour, doing it at the right time. Under 10 minutes of regular time remaining. If they're able to get a goal here, it would really set up a tense finale.
I just feel with the injection of Davidson into this game, she's brought something different. She's so good with the ball at her feet. You think from her physicality she's a target player, but actually you put the ball at her feet, she can make things happen.
The ball bounces kindly for Weir. She tried the first time ball to Cuthbert. It was actually cut out by McGovern, but Scotland still have it. McGovern makes her way into the box. Weir plays it short to Davidson. Lovely ball back to Caroline Weir. Chance for Scotland. Weir tries to hook it back to McGovern, but the pass really never on there.
You just want it to be selfish. You just want it to be selfish. The Belgian defender stepped over to cover that off, which opens up the gap for that. Once again, brilliant play to that point.
Davidson spins away from the defender. Lofts the ball in. Headed away. Davidson has made such an impact on this game. As Cuthbert picks up the ball for the throw. Scotland in the ascendancy, but still behind on the scoreline. Cuthbert crosses to the back post. Too much on that one.
Yeah, just a little bit too much. I think maybe the reverse pass to slip it in. I think maybe it was Davison McGovern who made that run. Was the better option.
Couple of changes now for Belgium. Anna Erlings, Valeska and Porter coming off. Cassandra Missipo And Laura Jacobs coming on. And Belgium taking their time. I suppose that's the privilege you get when you're 1-0 up and you can just eke out the clock.
Disrupt the game, disrupt the rhythm.
The wind certainly in Scotland's sails as we enter the final few minutes of this game, but they have to find a goal from somewhere. As it stands, Belgium are going top of the group. And that's before the game on Saturday night. The return leg, if you like, the second in this double-header. As Laura Davidson takes the ball down, a little bit of control. We spoke about Kathleen McGovern in the first half, kind of getting herself physically ready for international football. I feel like there has been a change in Laura Davidson. We'll come back to that as Caroline Weir took a touch and it was too heavy.
She just needed to take that touch closer to the goalkeeper. Oh, once again, a lovely ball in behind, a great run by Caroline Weir. The honesty of the woman is unreal. I know many a player that would have accidentally collided with the goalkeeper then and given the referee without VAR a real question, but she's too honest. Don't get me wrong, I like that about her.
I don't know if I do in that circumstance. Could Caroline Weir have gone down there? That would have given the referee a huge decision to make. 85 minutes on the clock, Scotland still 1-0 down.
It's probably an optical illusion. We're probably looking at she's 10 yards away from the other side, we've just not seen it.
Time running out for Scotland. Taylor just caught. Scotland hunting in packs and winning it back. Davidson trying to charge forward. Zevraj punts it into the night sky here in Leith. Taylor with a touch and then absolutely clatters the Belgian midfielder, and that will be a booking for Mary Taylor, and a pretty obvious one as well. It's Marie Detroyer, the Inter Milan midfielder, who was on the receiving end of that one. Well, looks like Chelsea Cornet is going to replace Mary Taylor. That was her final act. And Kirsty Howitt is coming on for Rachel McLaughlin. So Melissa Andriatta throwing the kitchen sink at this.
I don't mind a goal from halfway, is all I'm saying, Andrew.
I think we've got to call that a Kenny McLean these days.
No, I don't. Nah. Kirsty Howitt.
A Kirsty Howitt?
China?
Yeah, okay.
Close enough to the halfway. And give or take 10 yards outside. I'm not precious.
Maria McInerney. That would have come a bit quicker.
Yeah, just a little bit quicker. They wouldn't have made us debate to the 88th minute. Right, come on, Scotland.
Time precious now. Might be a fair bit of a added on time. That injury to Emma Lawton did take a while to clear up. Muir on the ball. That's not the best for Scotland. They'll take a lot of heart from this performance, certainly, but as Andriatta knows, in the World Cup qualifying campaign, performances aren't enough without results to come with them. That's a foul on Erin Cuthbert. Obviously, Gemma, we thought a win was certainly possible for Scotland. I think on the evidence that we've seen tonight it was, but at this point a draw's not a bad result either.
No, it's not, and I think absolutely they're worthy minimum of a draw. However, if it was to stay this way, and we think about goal difference being the case, it's the least damaging defeat that we could have.
Caroline Weir with the ball in, headed away. Kathleen McGovern is down in the box, frustrated with the referee. As Cuthbert puts it back in, that's a better ball. Jenna Clark with the header. It's right at the goalkeeper. Easy for Nikki Evrage in the Belgium goal.
Yeah, it's a lovely little ball there by Erin Cuthbert. Is she stretching to get that? Oof. It's quite central, it's quite hard to get any sort of angle on that header. Another opportunity gone a begging for Scotland.
Belgium put it straight out on the full. In fact, it was a lovely catch from Melissa Andriatta down there. As it's launched forwards towards Lauren Davidson, who somehow keeps that in. Brilliant from Davidson. Clips it in, headed away. Davidson going for it again, but Belgium able to get a foot to the ball, and Jenna Clark has to be careful here. And there will be 7 minutes of additional time. Well, I said Emma Lawton was down for a while. I didn't think it was that long.
There's been a few subs as well, Andrew.
It's good news for Scotland as Kirsty Howitt gets on the ball. Her first touch. Lays it back to Gregory. Cross isn't the best though. Straight out for a goal kick.
Oh, that's a coach killer, that one, isn't it? Yeah, you can see the frustration herself. It was a great ball there by Nicola Doherty to find Howitt. She does well to hold it up, and the ball has just been begging to put in the mixer there.
Belgium keen to eat up every second they can of this 7 additional minutes. Only 6 left now. Gregory tries to play it down the line. Lovely touch from Howitt. Inside to Weir, plays the 1-2. Back to Caroline Weir, flicks onto McGovern. It could still drop for Caroline Weir. Evrage able to collect eventually, and Belgium defender down in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, I don't think. But once again, did you see that delightful touch? Look, 1-2 play again. Caroline Weir, ball back, and watch this touch. Just a tiny, tiny little dink. She had opened out the other way. There was nobody there. There was space. Just open out the other way, and she's done that actually several times tonight. Tricked the defender. And I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong here. Honestly.
Well, I'm sure this will be
this better be added on
time.
You better be getting that stopwatch out, sir.
It was Lauren Davidson who was the other side of Kathleen McGovern, although if McGovern had been able to turn that.
It's hard. It's hard in those situations. He's just playing the delicious 1-2 with Caroline Weir. She's asking for it back. You're giving the ball back to her, aren't you? I mean, I am.
Scotland taking the time to have a little pep talk. Melissa Andriatta geeing her team up for the final effort here. Were they able to rescue something here? Something that would be more than merited.
Okay, there's blood, I'm sorry.
I was keeping my powder dry on that one.
I wasn't.
Easter Road crowd trying to get behind the home side. Punts it long. Jenna Clark hoofing it back down the pitch, looking for Lauren Davidson. Cornet, thundering tackle. It gets the crowd going again. It's launched towards McGovern, who takes it down and goes down. No free kick there.
I don't think she likes McGovern. I've decided that the referee just doesn't like her, because there's been several occasions where she's been fouled and just got nothing. No change out of this referee.
Scotland back on the ball now. Cuthbert shimmying forward. Plays the pass, it comes to McGovern, who stretches and gets it to Caroline Weir. Play goes on. Davidson, there's Weir for support. Thinks about going herself. Comes back for Muir, who stands it up. Brilliant ball, McGovern with the header.
She had so much time. She could have taken a touch. She could have taken it on her chest. She had so much time. She just didn't know. Great little bit of play. Amy Muir looking up. What a run. What a run. Oh, she's going to kick herself when she sees that back.
It's an unbelievable pick out from Amy Muir. From the angle we're at, Gemma, you knew that was always going wide. It was painful to watch.
I think she knows as soon as she headed that, she should have done something else.
Brilliant ball in behind for Davidson. McGovern at the back post! There she is! Come on! She's not missing that one! Scotland finally have their equaliser. It has been such a long time coming. Eventually they've got it. Can they go one better?
I tell you what, you were Mr. Pessimistic. You can go away. I'll take over this show now, because that is the Scotland that we know and love. They do not know when they're beaten. Yes, it's been the most frustrating night probably to watch, definitely to commentate, and I can't imagine how frustrated they've been playing. And it's those types of nights you just don't think it's your time. But I wonder, watch this ball. Watch that ball from Davidson. And McGovern, the sniper at the back post, slides in. Moments earlier, having, let's be honest, given up the moment of the night. And this ball just slid in at the back post. And what a finish, and what a goal. And it is no less than Scotland deserve for what they've done tonight.
I know it says there's 7 minutes of additional time. We'll play a little bit more now. Credit as well to Kirsty Howard, who slipped that ball through to Lauren Davidson. The pre-assist, almost as good as the assist itself. And the ball now sits for Howard. Little spin, plays it back to Cornet. Scotland have to keep their composure. Can they go on and find a winner? Erin Cuthbert slips it through to Caroline Weir. This could be the moment for Scotland. McGovern is blocked. And Belgium able to clear. The heart's pumping now. Belgium have the free kick. And again, they will take their time over this.
Yeah, the crowd aren't happy with that, neither am I. Although it probably was a free kick. But once again, a delicious ball into Caroline Weir. Great run there, and you have to say fantastic defending by Belgium. You have to give them that one.
Well, Scotland are knocking on the door. Gemma, very quickly, your player of the match.
Yeah, there's been some worthy candidates out there tonight. I think Caroline Weir again has had an excellent game as captain. Jenna Clark at the back, but your player of the match tonight has to be McGovern. She's worked tirelessly. She was a bit lonely up there first half. She's had opportunities. She had that glorious opportunity. And the sign of a quality player is that you don't let that bug you. You get on with it, and almost seconds later, she does an incredible run to the back post, slides in, and what a finish.
Well, that's now 6 goals in 7 games for Kathleen McGovern. It's a pretty decent strike rate. Her strike rate at Hibs not bad either. 49 goals in 60 games. And she's taken that to the international stage. Is there going to be time for Scotland to get up the pitch one last time? Caroline Weir hunting for it now. The ball on the halfway line. We've played 98 minutes now. There won't be very long left as Belgium come forward. Can they deliver? A heart-breaking blow. The ball comes to the edge of the box. Played over to the left. Still time for Belgium now. It will be a corner to the visitors.
Can
calm yourself, everything's fine. It was a great tackle there by Davidson. She did a great job tracking that. They've got everyone up bar the goalkeeper for this.
Lauren Davidson's probably put herself in contention to start on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I definitely think she's stuck both hands up.
Now Scotland have to defend this set piece. It was from the corner that they conceded the goal. McIver with the punch, and there's the full-time whistle. Scotland salvaged the draw, but what a performance. They have more than matched Belgium at Easter Road, but they had to do it the hard way. Sari Kay scoring in the first half, knocking in a scrappy corner. Scotland created chance after chance, but it started to feel like it might not be their night. But as they've shown, you just cannot write them off. And eventually, it was Lauren Davidson who put the ball on a plate for Kathleen McGovern to slide in and get a dramatic late equaliser. Unfortunately for Melissa Andreatte, it wouldn't get much better than that, but 1-1 against Belgium, not a bad result by any means. She's congratulating her players just now, as Kathleen McGovern will soon go over for the Player of the Match awards. A very strong showing at Easter Road, and they'll do it all again on Saturday night over in Belgium for the second in the double-header. They stay top of the group for the time being, Scotland. It finishes at Easter Road. Scotland 1, Belgium 1.
Oh my goodness, we like a late show, ladies, and that was a late show. How do you assess it, Julie?
Oh, absolutely incredible finish. I think we deserved it in the end. I think for the last 15 minutes we've been pushing really hard and creating opportunities that hadn't quite fallen for us, but yeah, to get that late goal feels good.
I thought we were going to be having conversations about this being a missed opportunity. I mean, it still feels like that we could have been more for the taking, but I mean, to get that late equaliser, it could prove crucial.
I would agree, Jane. I think the point in the draw is the least that Scotland deserve tonight, and they should be pleased that they've taken that, because they would have been kicking themselves to have left Easter Road tonight with a defeat based on the performance and the share of the spoils as the game played out. I thought they were a match for Belgium, if not the better team tonight, based on the chances and the moments, and it just felt like it was going to be a hard luck story with the chances that fell. And looking at Kathleen McGovern, the chance that fell her way just a couple of moments before she eventually gets that really important goal, which hopefully that's what it will prove to be, is a really important goal in the grand scale of things.
I think she really suited playing up top with someone else. I think we saw a totally different side of Kathleen McGovern when Lauren Davidson did come on and did more of the kind of running side of the game. It then allowed McGovern to get in the box where she's most dangerous and act as